Hello and welcome to the Giraffe Social Media Podcast. It's what social media managers are talking about. I'm Nicole Watson and today I'm joined by some brilliant members of the Giraffe team. We've got social media manager Ellie.
Hello.
Social media manager Jordan.
Hello.
And social media assistant Chloe.
Hi.
So in today's group chat episode, I'm going to take you all back on a journey through time to talk about the evolution of our favourite social media platforms and maybe some that we don't like as much. So our story begins in the early 2000s. In 2004, Myspace became the first ever social media site to reach 1 million monthly active users. Now today we hear lots of big numbers and maybe 1 million doesn't seem like too much, but at the time it was kind of a big deal. Did anyone here use Myspace?
I used Myspace. I was quite young still, so I think it was probably like my first experience with a social media platform. I just mostly used it for like messaging, I think, celebrities, in particular George Sampson off of Britain's Got Talent. Because I remember celebrities had like profiles rather than having, you know, like now they have like pages and it's like you can tell they're not the ones running it. Whereas back in the Myspace days, I think celebrities had like, it was like their profile, and because it was so small, like you could tell it was like actually them running it. So I would be like, hey George, how's it going? I was like 10, like loving my life. But
Did you ever get a reply?
No.
Oh.
I did not. Still waiting, George, if you're listening. But yeah.
So I must admit, I never used MySpace. Was it quite similar to Facebook, or what was a big difference, if you remember? Messaging celebrities directly seems like quite a big difference.
As far as I remember the messaging side, I mean, this is very vague, but I feel like it was, you had to like, it was almost more like an email. It wasn't like an instant messaging thing. Like you had to send it off. Like, I don't think there was a messaging feature. I don't know if anyone else used it, but that's what I remember it to be like.
Interesting.
Genuinely feels like a land before time. Like I never used it. I don't think I've ever heard of it until like, not recently, but kind of years after, when people will be like, oh, do you remember MySpace? I'm like, no,
yeah.
I don't remember. So it's kind of like interesting listening to people's recounts. I know there's like people like Jeffree Star and stuff like made their careers on MySpace, which I'm just like, it just feels so like weird to have missed an entire like portion of history. That seems dramatic,
because,
but
do you think it didn't reach Australia, or do you think that you were just past the time, like it was outdated by that point?
Probably a bit of both. Like I think it definitely was in Australia, but my parents were the type of parents, like, I didn't get Facebook until I was 13. So I think even if it was in Australia, I wasn't online until it was probably outdated by then. So yeah.
I always feel the same, Chloe, about Bebo. I never used it, and like there's this whole cult around it and people saying they used to use Bebo, but I never used it and I completely missed it, and I feel like I'm missing out on a huge part of history as well there.
Yeah.
Did anyone use Bebo?
I actually used Bebo. I used to want to use MySpace, but for some reason I thought it was an American thing. I don't know, I just never really got into it. But Bebo, yeah, I was always on Bebo. I had my account, basically you can have an account, and when someone goes onto your profile it would start playing a song and you would choose a song. So mine was probably Beyonce or something, but so that was I mean, what would you guys have as your song if you had a Bebo now? That's a good question.
Really good question.
Oh, you've put us on the spot there.
I remember
mine would probably
like,
still be
like
Beyonce.
My status. Yeah.
True.
Could you like also put GIFs and stuff in the background? Am I remembering that correctly? Like on your Bebo page, you would have like decorations on your page, and you had to be like, how am I going to come across? Like, because you wouldn't have pictures of yourself. It would be like all your GIFs and stuff.
Yeah, you could choose like different wallpapers for your background and stuff. I would change mine like every week. So
I love
to fit your personality that week.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds really
And you
cool.
could have on Bebo, you could have I think it was Bebo, your friends list, where it was like your best friend. Up to like you had 10 of your best friends, and if you fell out with one of your friends that week, you'd be like moving down the list, like.
And you'd have a number one friend, which was called your other half. You'd have an other half. That was always my best friend. Yeah.
That sounds really cool. I'm kind of
jealous. A bit savage as well if you're in like a group gathering.
Exactly. Bebo was trying to make us fall out with our friends.
Yeah.
Jeez. days. Wow. I mean, to answer your question, Jordan, I would probably do something really nerdy and have like some sort of dramatic film theme tune, like when you came onto my page. I think that would be really cool. Chloe, I feel like cool. You would do a Star Wars thing. Not to put you into a box, but I feel like maybe you would do that.
Yeah, I mean, that was Zayn, like my two personalities, Star Wars and Zayn Malik.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I mean, I think it kind of sounds like a combination of Bebo and MySpace were formed to create Facebook, in my opinion. Like, you just reminded me there of the Facebook wall where you would put your friends on there and everything. And MySpace was obviously like the original social media site. But Facebook in 2008 quickly overtook MySpace. And as we all know now, Facebook is the giant that it is, that we all use, and actually is the reason why we have jobs today. So I guess we should thank Facebook here. But for me, I don't know about you guys, the main reason I wanted Facebook when I was 13 was because I wanted to play all of the games that I could see my mum was playing on Facebook, and I really wanted to get involved. My personal favorite was Petville. I don't know if any of you guys use that. I know Farmville was huge.
But
Farmville.
For me,
Farmville. I mean, it was just so fun. Like, as a kid, for me, I wanted to play the games and connect with people. But I don't know about you guys. When did you get Facebook, and why did you want to get it?
I think mine was 13. I was very late to Facebook. Like, everyone had it before me. I remember I used to sleep over at friends' house and just beg them, like, can I please go on your Facebook? Like, I just want to, like, see what it's about and, like, post a status, like, haha. So I think I, like, ended up, like, begging my parents to give me Facebook. But I wasn't into so much games, but I got very into, like, those chain statuses, like for like, or, this is the person, like, if you were trapped in a haunted house, like, who tag someone who would die first, tag someone who would, like, that kind of thing. I was very into that. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, dare I even mention Facebook groups? Like, I made so many Facebook groups that it's so weird. I don't know why that was a trend. I made them myself. Oh. I was a creator as a child, just making all these groups and inviting my friends. Like, I'd make a group, like, people who love so-and-so, like, my friend, and then people would make it for me. And it was like this weird...
that's cute.
It's cute, but also kind of, like, weird as well, because if you don't get that many likes to your page, you get really self-conscious.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Kind of sad. Ellie, when did you get Facebook, and why did you want to get it?
I think I was, like, 12, and it was my friend made it for me, because she was using it in her high school, but in my high school, it hadn't, like, reached us yet. And she was like, well, everyone here is using it, you need it. So she made it for me, and I was like, okay, I guess I have Facebook now. Yeah, and I used it predominantly as well, like Chloe said, for, like, they used to have pictures, and it'd be like the class clown, like, tag your class clown, like, tag the class know-it-all. Like, I used to love that.
You've just, like, unlocked a memory, like, deep in your brain. Damn.
It was good.
Good times. I think Facebook just was this really, like, cool place that you could go to, and it had the games for me, obviously, but then all the interaction with, like, people at school that you wouldn't really have before. And, well, I mean, it's you know what it is now, but it's kind of crazy to think back to the early days. Like, even when you see the old layout of Facebook, right, and just how clunky and strange it is, to think how far it's come is wild.
And, like, Messenger was really different as well, wasn't it? You used to have to, like, pull like, Messenger would be a different tab. Like, I think, was it not?
I can't even remember
really
that.
Different. Yeah.
So long ago.
You had, like, an inbox. It wasn't, like, a messenger thing. It was, like, an email thing, and you had to, like, pull... Oh, my God, I'm so old. Never mind. I don't remember that. What?
Wow. It is crazy. But obviously, Facebook is huge. We're looking at 2008, 2010. Facebook is crazy. But also YouTube at this time is super popular. And I think from then on became this wave of YouTubers, as we know them now, kind of the original influencers online. Did you guys ever have any, like, favorite YouTubers? Were you part of the Zoella, Alfie Days sort of craze, or were there anyone else that you were interested in?
I was, for sure. Zoella was my favorite. Like, I used to want to be a YouTuber at one point in my life as well. It was just, her Primark hauls were amazing. They are my life. And Alfie actually responded to one of my comments once on one of his videos. That's my claim to fame there.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I didn't realise we were talking with a celebrity, Jordan.
I know.
Ellie's so like triggered because her MySpace.
That's so cool. What did he reply to? Do you remember?
Oh my God. I think he was doing, it was him and one of his friends were doing like a makeup tutorial or something, and one of them tried to do a cat eye. So I think I just put like, oh my God, cat eye, that's so funny. And he just put, ha, yeah. Great attempt or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Such a good interaction. Wow.
I was starstruck. It was, yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Anyone else? Any big YouTubers that you liked?
Ooh, I don't know about you guys. I like when YouTube first came around was very into like watching those like parody type. This is like way back in the day. So people like Fred or like Ray William Johnson, which I think was probably a bit inappropriate for my age back then. But that type of thing like got me into YouTube, and then I kind of fell into like Zoella and that vlog gang like Troye Sivan. But now I'm very into, I don't know, it's I use YouTube for like vlogs, like just to like live vicariously through other people, pass the time, or like fashion and beauty. Like I'm not really into makeup, but for some reason I follow mostly beauty accounts, and not even with the intention to like recreate the looks. Like I don't know what it is about beauty videos that just makes you want to watch it even though you have no intention of like following through. So.
Did any of you guys ever post a YouTube video? Oh,
Chloe, sorry. Googling your YouTube account right now.
No, not in like a serious way, but like I like used to do photography, so I used to like put together some videos of like behind the scenes of like shoots I did, and then obviously like getting into fashion. Like I did a few hauls back in the day, but nothing like, you can search me. There's nothing. Don't search me actually, but
I will.
Nothing too cringy, hopefully. And then I also had to post some like uni assignments to YouTube, like documentaries and things that we did in journalism school. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm across it.
I actually posted a bit on there as well. I had like little music videos with my cousins. We would make like different, I think Neo and song. Yeah, we used to make. We thought it was so cool. We would like edit ourselves, like going into like a magical portal, make it look like it's raining on us when it was really sunny. Like we thought it was so cool. I used to post that on YouTube.
That's everything.
We are definitely finding these. And they're going on the Giraffe Instagram as we speak. They're getting scheduled in. I need to see them. I mean, I think everyone wanted to be a YouTuber at that time, like you said, Jordan. Like, it was just such a cool thing to do, and slowly they were becoming, like, genuine celebrities, like Zoella, Shane Dawson, like you said, Jeffree Star, Chloe, like, even though he started on MySpace, he's now, like, legitimate, you know, celebrity with his makeup company and everything. Troye Sivan, he's, like, a proper singer now, right? Like, songs with everyone, and he started off on YouTube, so it's really cool. And we can also mention, who was the writer of The Fault in Our Stars? Was it John Green?
John Green, yeah.
Yeah. Him and his brother had a YouTube account, right? And had a following there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy times. But I think YouTube was like, it just seemed so cool. And it was so like video focused, and it was something that everyone wanted to do. But during this time, we're in 2013 now, guys. You can picture it. YouTube, Facebook, both huge. But now Twitter is a thing. Celebrities are using it to speak to their fans, and Miley Cyrus is on there posting stuff and talking to Demi Lovato. No one knows what's going on. Are you guys using Twitter? Do you use Twitter now, and did you use it before? What do you think of it?
I've never been a Twitter user.
No?
I'm too, like, I need the visual content.
I get
and
that.
It's too busy. It's too busy on there for me. I go on there and I'm like, oh my God, there's so much going on.
Oh, I never post. I literally just retweet. I don't actually say anything or do anything. It's just a retweet or a like from me.
That's the thing for me. Like, I mean, I'll get into it. I used to have a Twitter, but for, like, now I don't use it because I don't have anything to say. Like, I feel like Twitter is very good for celebrities who have things to say, but for me, I'm like, what could I possibly post that people would like care about? So it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like LinkedIn. It's a little bit intimidating for me to kind of be on full time. But I used to have a Twitter, like when it very first came out, and this is so embarrassing, really outing myself here, but I had like a Star Wars fan account kind of thing. I used to like role play as like Star Wars characters. It was sick, actually.
Yeah, used to.
Yeah, no, I'm still on that. But that was like my one and only Twitter debut, and I like haven't touched it since.
Oh, Chloe, there's no shame. I had one as well, like a fan account, as you'd call it. Mine was for the Hunger Games. That was my teenage thing. So I think it's really cool, like the communities on Twitter. Like if you're in those communities, I think it's really, really fun. But as just a normal person, if that even makes sense. But just like being on there as myself, I definitely don't tweet, but I do use it like every day. It's a really good news source. There's so much funny stuff on there. So I love Twitter, to be honest. I'm a huge fan of it, but I'm just sort of lurking in the background, like liking and retweeting stuff. But it's so fun. It's really great. And it was sort of like one of the first ones you guys mentioned, like interaction with sort of celebrities. Like Twitter was really all about like you can literally just tweet your favorite singer and they might reply back. And there was a time when I think a lot of celebrities were using it a lot, like, and it was actually them. Perhaps a lot of the accounts now are run by social media managers like ourselves, but I think back in the day a lot of celebrities really liked Twitter, and it was a really cool platform for them to use. So Twitter's a thing, you know, we've now got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn is in there, everything's popping off. But by 2018, Instagram is here, and it's obviously here to stay because it reaches 1 billion users, which is crazy to think about, that we started the episode with MySpace and then reaching 1 million monthly users, you know, and that was really big at the time. Instagram now obviously is huge. We all know and love it, I assume. I'll get into that. But, you know, everyone's on it now, from your neighbor's dog to Oprah to the royals to whoever. Literally everyone is there. Speaking of, does anyone have an account for a pet? I have to ask.
No.
I don't.
No?
My friends
No.
do, but not me.
I kind of feel like I would be the person to create one if I got like a dog or a cat or something. But I do know a lot of people who have accounts on behalf of their pets.
Yeah, same.
So, you know, it's a thing. But yeah, you know, Instagram is huge now and we all use it. I don't suppose any of you remember when you first got Instagram, or was it just sort of one of those things that you signed up for and then eventually became a huge part of your lives?
I remember, like, I had never heard of it. I saw this girl, funnily, like, post on Facebook, and you know, like, the OG Instagram filter, and it had, like, the Polaroid border, and I just thought that was, like, the coolest thing I'd ever seen, and I messaged her, I was like, dude, like, what filter is this? I guess that wasn't even a saying in the day, but I was like, oh, like, how did you do this? And she's like, oh, on Instagram. And I was like, oh, what? And I think originally Instagram was just like a photo editing app, and then it would kind of like post to a feed if you wanted it to. Like people would just use it to put the border on their photo and then post it to Facebook, because Facebook was still like the king. And I think the first photo I ever posted was an empty glass Coke bottle on my balcony at sunset with the Polaroid like border, and I was just like, yes, like, I love this app. Like,
sort of a side note, but not really. Did you guys see that Billie Eilish like broke a record the other day for the amount of likes on her Instagram post? Did you guys see that?
Is that for her new hair?
Yeah.
It's like the most, like a million likes in a certain amount of time. Was that the record?
I think so, yeah. And now it's like the third most liked post like ever, or something crazy. Yeah, just for her hair. I mean, her hair is a big deal. People are used to the black and green, right? And blonde is quite a move. Blonde.
Yeah, like platinum blonde.
Yeah.
I do think she suits blonde, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think she rocks it.
Yeah, I think she does. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, you know, people are breaking records every day on Instagram. I remember my friend initially had it, and I just kind of got it because she had it. She had like loads of followers because she really got it when it first sort of came about. I just thought she was so cool. Like she used to post every day. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I'd like to know if any of you guys have done this, have really like gone back to their Instagram and removed a lot of images. I still have a lot of I might even have my first post from like 2015. But do you guys, have you removed all of the embarrassing photos, or are they still on your Instagram feed?
Mine are long gone. Mine are long gone.
They definitely, I tried to find a bad photo of Jordan the other day and I couldn't because they're all perfect. She's definitely gone through and somewhere.
And why was that, Jordan? You just decide like, no, I want it all to be sort of new, or?
I don't even know. I think the only photos I'd really post would be like just me and my friends and stuff. But maybe I just didn't like my outfits back then, or I thought I looked a bit weird, so I was like, no, get rid of that. So, but yeah, might be able to find some on my Facebook though. That's
noted.
Challenge accepted.
Bad.
Ellie, what about you with Instagram? Do you use it a lot? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
I used to use it. I don't really use it so much now, but I used to use it a lot for posting like just travel pictures. I remember when I posted my first picture, it was a picture of a cave in Mexico, and I was like, this is going to go viral. Like, I just knew it because I didn't know the app. I was like, easy, it's going to get like 1 million likes. I remember like refreshing the like For You, the For You page used to be different. The Explore page, it used to like have a limit, whereas now you can just like scroll endlessly, but they used to be like just 12. I was like, any minute now my post is going to be on there, the whole world is going to see it. And then obviously it didn't happen. I got like 4 likes, and I think after that I was like, don't need this app anyway, like. So yeah, I kind of, if I'm going like traveling, then I might use it, but if I'm at home, I try not to too much.
I mean, it's definitely changed. Like, the platform has changed so much. We obviously haven't spoken about Snapchat, but Snapchat kind of invented the stories, and now that's, across all of the platforms. But I think I use Instagram mostly for Instagram stories now, to be honest. Like, that's what I'm scrolling through more often when I'm on the app. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm the same. I love, like, I get to days where I get through every single person's story, and when it's like, there are no more stories, I'm like, wow, get a life, Chloe. Like, but I would agree, like, in terms of like scrolling, like, I would say I use TikTok, which we'll get into, to like consume content, and then Instagram, I feel like I am more on the Explore page and on stories at the moment. Just love it.
Yeah, it's just like the access to so much content now is just so much quicker, and you can get it all on stories, and there are ads between the stories now, which we can talk about, but just as something to quickly find content, I think stories are really great. But I do have a good scroll through the feed, seeing what's going on these days. But no, I mean, we all know that Facebook owns Instagram now, and it's huge, and it's something we all use as social media managers. And I do still love it. I think there's been a lot of controversy with Instagram the last few years, with influencers, with body image. There's quite a lot to unpack with social media in general, but because Instagram is so just photo focused, there's kind of a lot to discuss, and I think that it's interesting to see where the platform will go. Chloe, I know you have a lot of gripes with Instagram and its algorithm and all of that jazz. How is it doing at the moment? Have they made any changes, or is everything still not great?
I don't think so. I think it's still just like being annoying, but I've been like actively trying to find the next Instagram platform. Like, I jumped on Hive last month. I don't know if you guys caught the Hive hype, but it was just like someone trying to create another Instagram. But I think Instagram's one of those apps that will just never die. Like, there's really no other platform that's purely like photo focused in the way that Instagram is. So as annoying of a realization that is for me, like, I need to stop. Like, I think I can't remember. I've tried 3 times now to jump on the bandwagon of a new app when it comes out, because I feel like people that jump on apps really early are the ones that like blow up, and I'm like, yep, I'm on Hive, I'm gonna become famous, and like I just lose interest because I'm like, well, it's just not Instagram, is it? Like, it could be the exact same interface. I'm like, no, it's not the same. So yeah, I think Instagram's gonna be around forever, but it does need to pick up its game a bit, just quietly.
Well, I mean, you're definitely right. It feels like the people who really blow up on the platforms are the ones who are there from the beginning. Kind of leads us nicely onto TikTok, which is obviously like the fastest growing social app at the moment. You've got people like Addison Rae, what's her name, Charlie something.
D'Amelio? Yeah.
Like saying that, like pretending like you don't know. Like, oh, I think it's you love her secretly.
Well, Ellie, that brings up a really good point, because I feel like TikTok at the moment, whenever I speak to people about it who aren't currently on it, they just think it's like this really weird app that's just for like teenagers. For some reason, there's this weird stigma about it. But I really enjoy it. I love TikTok. I don't know about you guys, but there's a reason why it's growing so quickly. And it's because it's, for me at least, it's super funny. I learned so much about it. I'm saving recipes constantly. I really like the algorithm. Like, I constantly find new people and new videos I really enjoy. Do you think there's a reason why people think it's just for kids? I don't really have an answer to this, but I feel like that's like the dialogue around it, right? Is people think it's just like this weird new app, maybe because it's new, right? People don't like new things.
I think my like reasoning, because I stayed away for a long time, I think probably for the same reason, but my understanding is that TikTok is basically Musical.ly just repackaged. I think it's the same app, and Musical.ly was very like, you're just lip syncing and doing your stop motion dance moves. So I think for me, I was kind of like, okay, well, I don't dance. I find lip syncing into a camera a bit cringy, so maybe it's not the app for me. And then I think when it first came out, it was quite young people on there, so I think then I was like, okay, this is my age showing, like I'm too old for TikTok. But you're so right, like now I'm on it, it's like I'm on a different side of TikTok every week. Like at the moment I'm on fashion TikTok, but then like you're on life hack TikTok or comedy TikTok. Like I think it's such a, like the way it works is so awesome, and I can't believe I like was never on it, but I do waste hours and hours of my life scrolling through. So
definitely.
I think I'm starting to prefer TikTok over Instagram now. Weird. I don't know. I like watching home renovation videos, life hacks, things like that. I'm just really into home stuff. But yeah, I think I get more enjoyment out of TikTok than Instagram, and I think I'm crossing over a little bit.
Yeah, me too, actually. I was just on Instagram, funnily. I was going through someone's stories and they had a poll like, do you prefer TikTok or Instagram? And I sort of had to look around, make sure no one was watching, and I pressed TikTok. I was like, oh my gosh, like Instagram, I'm so sorry, but I think TikTok is kind of becoming my new favorite app. I think purely for consuming it is, I guess for creating Instagram is still bae, but yeah, you're right, Jordan.
Yeah. I think maybe we had gotten to this point with Instagram where everything was so, dare I say, fake, you know, with all of the influencers and the brands, it didn't really feel real anymore. Whereas the beauty of TikTok is that the content that looks like it was just made by some random person in their kitchen is the content that does the best, because people just want to kind of learn from each other and have these really fun videos. So I think that's the coolest part about TikTok, and I think some celebrities have tried to get on there and some have done it really well, but some are like struggling to figure out how it works, which I just myself kind of enjoy trying to watch these celebrities try and figure out what's cool and what's not, but honestly all they need to do is just film a funny video themselves, and like they don't need to worry about this big sort of quality camera crew for anything. I think they
don't try as hard.
And that's like the beauty of it, is that you're not supposed to try as hard. Ellie, do you use TikTok? Do you like it?
I'm not trying to impress you guys or anything, but I did go viral on TikTok.
Did you?
I had like about 100,000.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it, but I had like 100,000 likes or something. So
is this one of your music videos? Dancing in the rain.
I mean,
Did
me and my cat.
Like it?
Oh my god, I wish. Let me just find it. But yeah, I got, hang on, 309,000 views and 40,000 likes and like 500 comments.
Whoa.
It's me with my cat. So there you go.
What are you doing?
It's actually a kitten. And I was in Turkey at the time, and it was this kitten, and the kitten puts its head in my mouth when I yawned because it was so small. And like it went viral, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I was obviously living back here, and then my friend from Turkey shared it to me, and it had been like shared by a Turkish meme page that had like loads of followers on Instagram, and they didn't even know that I was in Turkey when I filmed the video. So I was like, that's really weird. Like that's just a coincidence. So, and I just happened to know that because I know people in Turkey, but I was like, how many other Instagram accounts are sharing my TikTok video that I don't know about? That really creeped me out almost, but like, yeah.
Oh, well, so Ellie, send us the link. Yeah, send us the link and we'll post it on our social media. So make sure you go and follow us to watch Ellie have a cat's head in her mouth.
It was so cute, tiny little kitten. But yeah.
Bless.
But yeah, I do love TikTok. I think, like Chloe was saying, you just end up in like your, you know, in like a side of TikTok, like they say, and you just get lost in it so easily.
It's really cool. My friend also had her little like viral moment in lockdown. They were playing, it was like a version of Chinese Whispers where they all had headphones on and they were shouting things to each other, and then someone shouts something ridiculous. But yeah, she just posted that and had like 500,000 views or something crazy. And I must admit, like, we're all still learning TikTok and learning what works, but it seems like the ability to go viral and get loads of views really quickly is a little bit easier than the other platforms, which I think is why a lot of brands are really drawn to it. So it'll be really interesting to see. There's already been controversy with like Trump and China, and it was almost banned for some point. So there's already a lot of conversation about it, which I think has only made it more popular and brought it into the public eye a little bit more. But I think it's a super fun, exciting platform, and there's a reason why Instagram are trying to rival it with Instagram Reels, as they do, try to take over everything. But yeah, it's definitely a one to stay, I think, and it's really resonating with people, which is great. Cool. Okay, well, there are obviously other platforms that we haven't spoken about today. LinkedIn, Snapchat, who else knows what will come in the future of different social media platforms and what we'll be talking about next year or even next month. We don't know. That's all we've got time for today. So thank you so much to everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. You can also connect with us on all major social channels and let us know what you thought about today's episode. Let us know if you've gone viral on TikTok or if you have a funny Facebook embarrassing memory. We've been Giraffe Social Media. You've been amazing. We'll see you next time.